Hey there, guys. It has been a bit of a rough week, to say the least. And so I'm going to take some time during tonight's episode just to kind of take it easy, pull back a little bit, hang out with you guys for a minute. I know a lot of you guys aren't here yet. I wasn't even really sure if I was going to have a stream tonight, so I understand that some of you guys may think that we're having a stream tomorrow instead. I just drove in from Fredericksburg. Uh, we had to work a convention, um, and here we go. Let me hop in the chat real quick just so I can say hi to you guys real quick. I don't have any music playing in the background or anything today. Just kind of taking it light, taking the headphones off because I don't have to monitor the sound. Mystery box, Kevin, what's up, dude? Kevin says, "Hey there, it will be good to see Chet stuff." Yeah, absolutely. I picked a couple of pieces that were kind of like pieces that he was looking forward to more than some of the other ones. So some little favorite things of his that he was looking forward to. And so yeah, I'll be. This is what we're going to be doing tonight. I'll be putting some inks and showing you guys some of the Chet pieces that we're going to be finishing, and we'll be raising money for to actually get these projects that we were planning, uh, get them finished and get them. We want to dedicate that to him. We had a one shot that we were talking about, and we had a mini series that we were talking about. We've talked about it before on the show. A couple of the mini series ideas that we had. So yeah, tonight it's all about Chet tonight. Um, and for you guys who don't know, we lost Chet this past week. He passed away. Um, I don't have a lot of details. They were finally we were actually having a very hard time finding any next of kin. I only really knew of his parents, and his parents actually passed away some time ago. But they actually were able to reach his aunt, and she is flying into Vegas tomorrow to kind of take point on everything, and then we'll actually start knowing some information about everything, just whatever details they let us have, to see, his arrangements, and at the end what actually happened. He was the last time I talked to him was maybe 4 or 5 days before he had passed away, and he was actually feeling better. He had an infection in the bones of his foot. And anybody who knows Chet knows he's very tall, very, very tall person. And he had an infection in his foot, making it hard for him to walk and get around. But they had him on antibiotics, and things were actually looking good. He told me he was feeling better. Um, and he had some other things, but things that were not life-threatening things. Just control his diet, get some medication and stuff like that. So him and I were actually planning things for next year, as far as possible conventions, and getting some of our nearer X ideas and stories that he was looking forward to helping me put together. We're making plans for next year, so it really came as a shock when I found out that he had passed away. And that's about as much as I know for right now. So that you guys are about as caught up as I am at this point. But now, since his aunt is flying in to Vegas tomorrow, Sunday, um, information will be a lot more readily available, just so everybody has a little bit of closure. He has a very good friend group. He's made friends everywhere. I've been in contact with a friend of his that lives in Australia. I've been in contact with a friend of his that lives in the Philippines. He's traveled around to a lot of different places, made some really good friends, and we've been, you know, collecting our information and trying to get things moving as far as being able to set up his funeral arrangements and things like that. But his support system in Las Vegas, where he lives, they just weren't able to move forward with it until a family member had, would claim him. And so now that that's happening tomorrow, things I think will move along nice. Now there's not a mystery as to how all those things will pan out. So let me get off of that for just a moment. I'll say hi to everybody in the chat real quick. That was just like a really quick boilerplate catch up. That's as much as I really know at this point. So let's say hi to everybody in the chat. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight and spending some time. So and hopefully supporting the artwork, so that way we can get Chet's project made and printed and make sure that we honor him with that. I think that would be super cool. Some person, what's up, dude? I'm glad you're here with us tonight on this somber evening. Let's see. Kevin says tonight should be ABC all about Chet. I agree. He would not want to have it any other way, my friend. He says, wait, in the Thalia art, is that Chet in the sketch above her head? Yes, it actually is. This is exactly what he wanted. This is the way that he asked for it. Well, so we got this sort of like a stained glass window, but it's like with broken glass and like kind of like creepy, haunted, because Thalia is like an evil character and all that crazy stuff. So yeah, there's Chet up here, and then he's got me down here creeping in from behind there. So yeah, that is Chet back there. So I think in the 3 issue story that we were planning out, I'm gonna find some places for Chet to be hanging out in the background, so that way he's in there. I think that would be nice. Christopher Bouchard, what's up, my friend? Saying hello. I appreciate you being here, dude. Very, very cool. Saying hello. Ken Zazer, my good friend. Evening, everyone. Evening, gentlemen. Thank you very much for being here tonight. You're awesome, dude. Some person saying hello. Very cool. I'm glad that our group, you guys, I think you guys have grown to know each other right here on the draw stream, and I think that's really cool. We've grown a nice group of friends here, I think. Christopher saying hello, very cool. Everybody saying hello back and forth is very, very cool. Thank you so much. Ken says, "I'm so glad they finally found a family member." Yes, that's such a relief. Because I was such in the dark. When something like this happens, like it's already complicated when something like this happens, because if you don't know how the process works, or whether or not there was paperwork involved, or whether or not their final wishes were already filed with the state and all that. I'm thinking, gosh, his house is there unattended. Um, Anybody could be doing anything. I'm 2,000 miles away. I can't check on anything. I can't make sure that anything's happening. It makes you feel very powerless, and it makes you feel very useless. But I am super glad that his aunt already made contact, and then she immediately made contact with me too. So I was super happy about that. The first person that contacted me was a friend of his from work, and she is one of the people that's kind of taking point on on making sure that they sent him off in style and set up his funeral arrangements and honor him with a good send off. Um, so she was the first person to reach out to me. He actually passed away. Well, he was found on Friday, and the reason he was found on Friday is because the day before, on Thursday, he did not come into work. So they were concerned right away, called up right away for a wellness check and to get somebody to his house and find out, make sure everything was okay. And that's when we all found out what had happened. Um, One of the assumptions that we're running on, because we don't have any official information, is that it's possible that he simply passed away in his sleep, which is comforting. I don't know if we'll find out anything different than that. Um, there's, your mind races to every possible awful thing. So, uh, as far as I know, that's where we're at with everything at the moment. Maurice, what's up, dude? I'm glad you're here, dude. Thank you for hanging out with us. Maurice says, "Great looking picture on your table there, Bill." Yeah, this is. Yeah, these. Thank you so much, by the way. So it's yeah, we were doing some cool pieces. Chet and I were coming up with some cool stuff. Uh, his Thalia character, of course, front and center. That's the character he loves to collect the most. That is actually his creator-owned character that taken on some Cyber Angel attributes because she tried to bond with the cyber skins, the cyber skin technology that the Cyber Angels use. But it did not bond with her, but it left something behind. So she still was able to add to her own abilities, even though it's sort of in an evil, twisted way, you know. And we had some really cool plans with her, and we're going to continue. I'm going to honor him, and I know that we're going to honor him, and make sure that a lot of those ideas get put on paper, so that his ideas can come to life, and I think that would make him happy, and he can look down and be happy that we're doing that. Some person saying hello, Courtney. What's up? Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. I'm sorry that it's kind of a somber night tonight. Some person saying hello. Very, very cool. So glad that you guys are hanging out with us for a couple minutes. Chet loved this group. Uh, the extended family that's coming in is not family that he's seen in possibly years and years. The extended family that he's made over the years was us. As we're the ones that he spent time, building things with and doing things with, and this is where he really wanted to be, is building all these things with us. So it's we're actually his family, you can say. Ken says, "Welcome to Malka," the Cyber Angel. Ken says, "Is that his Christmas piece behind the drawing?" Yes, yes. This is. Let me see if I can fold this out a little bit. This is the Christmas piece, and this is a huge piece. So it's Chet. Chet never goes small. Never gone small. And we did more than just you know coming up with ideas for the stories and for the next place for Nero to go and finding the next place where his character might interact with the Cyber Angel characters. He was a great support of the studio, and a great support to my daughter Kat. um, he was a mentor in a lot of important ways to Kat at the beginning of her career, drawing, because what he would do is he would commission her, and this is before she really got busy with commissions and started working on a regular basis with all the things that she's doing now. That she needed to have some real world experience. And he commissioned like I think it was 40 sketch covers, and he was basically paying her $40 a piece for each sketch cover. And I think it was for there were blank sketch covers for Teen Titans Go, and the age that she was, and the subject matter was perfect. It was a nice little match, and it was just the idea of not just collecting some of her artwork, because that's where she was at the moment as far as being an artist, but it was the idea of giving her a real world experience of, you have this amount of work to do, and you're getting paid a certain amount when you finish those pieces. And it gave her such a cool experience. And it's one of the things that she loved getting into art, is like she saw that not only people like the art, but then she got rewarded for the art, and then she saw that the reward wasn't the point of doing this art. um the point was, I mean, you have to monetize your time, because you can't make more art, and you can't make more projects and more books and get these things made without monetizing it somehow. So the money part of it is the fuel that makes things go. It's just the air we breathe. It's the money is so important, because I mean it makes the machine run, right? But the point is not the money, but to be able to not worry about the money that's coming in, so that you can just concentrate on how good you can make your art and how cool you can make it, so that other people can enjoy it more. You know what I mean? It's about being able to, because if you're worried about the bills and you're just worried about making money, then you're not worried. You're just worried about seeing how fast you can get something drawn just to get it off your table. Um, and she started to understand that the money was the side effect, and it was just the part that it shows gratitude, which is amazing. When you guys support the artwork, we feel that gratitude, and we feel that amount of love that comes from somebody who's supporting you, because that's actual real support. It's not just a pat on the back. It's actually fuel to make things go forward. And then you can actually just concentrate on, I really want the people to see this art, to really enjoy it and really think it's cool. And it gives us a reason to be in this social circle that we're in. You know what I mean? um, it gives us a reason to talk and to joke and to just spend time with each other, because time, especially right now, it's like, no puns intended at all, but our time here is so short, you know and being able to have fun with each other and have a good time and enjoy life and do things that we all enjoy, together, is, at the end of the day, that's kind of what a lot of things are more about. And so it makes me really happy that we can do this together, and it makes me happy that we were able to do this with Chet, because Chet truly enjoyed his time doing all of this stuff and traveling and making friends and going to comic book conventions. And it was the thing that made him happy and made him run, and it was cool to look forward to that and to have a lot of fun. So I don't have any regrets or anything like that. I'm sad that he's gone, and I'm sad that he's not here right now. But at the same time, I'm happy that the time that we did have, we had fun. We got together with friends. We made artwork. We made cool ideas uh, on paper, and we were able to share those ideas with everybody here, uh, to have fun. You know what I mean? And to enjoy ourselves. Life is full of so many freaking concerns and things to be worried about. It's nice to be able to escape and just freaking have fun with your friends for a little while, and to be able to look forward to that. Thank you so much, Courtney. I appreciate you, Courtney. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Kevin says he loved the group, even if I drove him crazy with bad puns. Hey, man, this is the family he chose, so that's his fault. No, I think he loved every minute of it. He loved the drama. He loved the good times. He knows that everything was in jest. So it's all good, bro. It's all good. Let's see. Maurice says, "You drive us all nuts sometimes." Just so you know. Thank you, Maurice. We're all here for you, Bill. I appreciate that, guys. You guys are awesome, and I look forward to Saturdays every week. You know, if I know that there's a few Saturdays here and there we're unable to get together because either doing a show or maybe I'm exhausted. So thanks guys for being patient. There's a lot of episodes here and there that we skip, but for the most part, being here Saturdays, I really try to make it out because I love hanging out with you guys, and it's cool. We have fun, we enjoy it, and hopefully it's a win-win. Hopefully you enjoy the art, you enjoy the friend group that we're building here, and we keep on building more cool stuff. So more fun stuff for us to all see and read and collect. Murray says, "Is that waffle helping near the tree?" Let me take a look. Yes, it is. It is waffle. Waffle makes it into more pieces than I remember. But yes, and if you look at the cover of the video, if you look at the little collage of pictures that I put together, take a look. There is you got the Chet hugging waffle in my living room on our couch. Like waffle is so tiny that he looks even smaller next to Chet. Kevin says, "Oh, I drive you all nuts." So you can call me Mr. Peanut. Paul, what's up, dude? I'm glad you're hanging out with us tonight, dude. It's a little bit of a somber night tonight, and I appreciate you saying sorry for your loss. I do appreciate that, man. I appreciate you being here, man. Ken says, "Yes, there's a ship's wheel above my crotch, so you can drive me nuts." I saw where it was going, and I still read it out loud. All right, Ken says, "How was the show today?" Okay, yeah. I honestly I didn't think we were going to get back in time because we drove up to Fredericksburg. We did. It's a show called Anime Fredericksburg. It was actually our last scheduled show of the year. I actually thought the show before that was the last one, but this was actually our last scheduled show of the year, and the show was really good. A little bit lighter than usual, I think. But you know what? It was kind of like made to order. It was nice and easygoing. I actually got to talk to a lot of people. Did some artwork. I'll post some of that a little bit later, just on Facebook, so that way you can see some of the artwork that we did with some people there. Um, but it was actually kind of nice that it was a little bit slower considering uh, the week that we've had. It was actually kind of nice to kind of like take it light for a minute. So it was a nice wind down to the year, and it's got me looking forward to next year. I think 2026 is going to be I think 2026 is going to be a nice busy year. There's going to be a lot of projects. There's going to be a lot of updates on our Patreon page. There's lots of plans that I definitely want to see completed. Um, I mean, obviously that was the plan before all of this happened, but I feel a real sense of I don't want to say responsibility, but I want to say a real sense of urgency to make sure that our projects get put out a little bit quicker and we get things done and get books in people's hands and get artwork out to people so that way we can we can get back to having fun. And I think that would honor Chet more than anything else because he would if anytime I was not drawing, anytime I was just kind of like kind of in neutral a little bit, he'd 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 pat me on my back and he's like, hey, back to drawing, get back to drawing. What did I tell you? The slave runner. But he knows that drawing is what I love to do. So and we got lots of things to draw, lots of cool ideas to do. So the show was good. On a good day with the way traffic is, if traffic is good, it's like 2.5 hours away from the house. Um, it took us like almost three. It was 3.5, almost 4 hours to drive up there yesterday. And so I was worried that, if because there's a lot of construction on the highway headed back to my house, and there's also a bridge tunnel that if one little thing goes wrong, if one rubbernecker wants to look at a seagull for too long, it's like it backs up traffic for like a good 40 minutes, good hour. So I was thinking that I might not make it back here tonight in time to do the stream, but lo and behold, I pulled in about 15 minutes before 10. I already made the thumbnail ahead of time because we're planning on trying to have a stream tonight. Um, so luckily everything worked out. I got just enough energy left in me to do this right now and talk with you guys and kind of share some of Chet's artwork and let you guys know, what everything that I know as far as like what I know happened so far, and of course, trying to kind of get my sights set and my brain in the right position to kind of get myself in gear again and get working and get back into the. And I'm very relieved that we're able to find his aunt because there was nobody else. There was literally nobody else. We would have had to wait much longer to get things kind of moving on his side of things. So I'm very happy that she's going to be there tomorrow and kind of taking point on things, so that we can all have some closure and send him on his way in style. Let's see. Kevin says, let's see. That's reserved for Courtney to use. Courtney says, on a positive note, thank you, Courtney, that I think Chet would be happy about. Ken and I got tickets today for the San Diego Comic-Con. It will be my first one, and we'll be there to celebrate Ken's 50th birthday. That is fantastic. As far as I know, I don't have a guarantee yet, but our solid plan, because I haven't missed a San Diego show. I haven't missed a San Diego show to work at the con since like 1992. So we had to skip it last year. So this coming year, we're doubling down. We're going to make sure that we're not going to skip it this year. So hopefully we will see each other. Hopefully we'll see each other there at the show. I've got some things that I've got to do for my dad. He's got a bucket list item that he wants to check off his list, which is a trip to Ireland. So I might be going to Ireland also next year. So there's a couple of things happening next year, travel wise, that I don't think it'll interfere with San Diego at all. But I do want to do that for my dad. I want him to have that trip and have that experience and go out there with our little family, And San Diego, I have to see San Diego because now don't let this get out anywhere. It's not a secret, but don't let it get out. But my daughter Kat went and eloped. So she is now a married woman. So only you guys know. Well, there's a few people that know, but now you guys know. And I have to take her to San Diego to see the other side of the family. Her mom's side of the family is all in San Diego. So I'm going to have to make this trip one way or another. So we're already making sure we have our badges, and we're making sure that we're kind of like getting our ducks in a row as far as travel is concerned. So all things being equal, we should see you in San Diego. That would be awesome. That would be super 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 cool. So I got to sell a lot of artwork. So tell tell all your family members to also buy our stuff so we can raise money. Let's see. Ken says, well, hopefully we can make it to San Diego Comic Con since I was actually able to get tickets. It was a crazy process. Dude, getting tickets to San Diego Comic Con is impossible. The fact that you got tickets is a miracle. Okay. So you guys have already conquered the hardest part of the whole trip because those things they sell out in minutes. As soon as it goes live, like they're gone. It's like so dude, 2 points, 2 points to you for being able to get the tickets. Ken says, I hope you can make it out. Yeah, hopefully we're gonna be there. Marie says, awesome. Very cool. Ken says, her first and my fifth, but I haven't gone since the 20th century. Yeah, it's been some years, dude. It's been some years. Christopher Short says, can't wait to get my artwork. Yeah, you know what? It was mailed out. So if you don't receive your art sometime this week or by the end of this coming week, let me know and or toss me just toss me a note anyway because I'll check the tracking number on your package. Sometimes they take a week, sometimes they take 2 weeks. So I'm not worried that anything got lost. Sometimes these boxes take about that long, so it's totally normal. But yeah, I can't wait for you to get your artwork too. I think I really want you to have it in your hands. I'm really glad that you like the way it came out. Christopher Dehan, what's up? What's up, my friend? I'm glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Chris says, hey, all my condolences, Bill. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah, Chet was about as close to having a brother watching my back and supporting me and supporting the studio as you can get. He's a good guy. He's left a large shadow to fill, which I don't think it's fillable. So that's just his spot, and he's going to be missed. And I'm still kind of in shock over the whole thing. Honestly, I just it's hard to register that this actually happened. So it's crazy, but I appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with me for a little bit. Uh, Kat's also taking it uh pretty hard, but she's doing well. We actually did well at the show today. The show was actually a perfect distraction to kind of get our minds off of things just for a minute and kind of get some perspective and some context back to our week. So so yeah, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys a lot. Marie saying hello, very very cool. Christopher saying hello. Ken says, been to Ireland twice. You're going to love it. Awesome. Awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. My mom is Puerto Rican. Kat's mom is Mexican. And my dad is totally European and Irish. So and he's a country boy from Michigan. That's where that came from. So they came from Ireland. So this is we're not really trying to find like our roots, like a mean 23 skidoo thing kind of thing, but we are going to fly into Dublin and then Kat is actually kind of catering our trip a little bit. She's looking at the different places that we might want to visit and some historical stuff and some fun stuff. So I think it's going to be a fun trip. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. I see Courtney says, we've been to Ireland a couple of times. So let me know if you want tips. If you want to message me some tips, that's totally cool. I know that we're flying into Dublin. And so my dad, he's not going to be big on walking a whole lot each day. He's got some neuropathy going on in his legs. So it's going to be like short runs every day. Like he'd be happy if we just landed in Ireland and just sat on the coast and breathed in the salt sea air and basically that was it. Plus he definitely wants to go drinking at some pubs. Um, But any tips would be good. Any tips would be welcome. Absolutely. Because we're just looking at different places online and kind of like setting up the trip like that. We were going to take a more of a catered, like a touristy package kind of thing. But my dad's going to be moving around kind of slow, so it's going to be better for him to take it at his own pace and just kind of do whatever he feels like doing each day instead of trying to follow a group. Because we've kind of done that before. We did that before when I was a kid. We followed a tour group. We did a little tour like we did a Israel Egypt kind of thing. We did a few things like that. And keeping up with a tour group is a lot if you move slow. So and he doesn't want to hold back the group or anything like that. So we're gonna be like lone wolves in Ireland. Christiane says, sounds like there might be an Irish sketch show for some beer money. You might be right. You might be right. I'm going to try and take as much video and pictures as I can. And I'm definitely going to be sitting in some corners and doing some sketching and drawing because I need to write off this trip. I'm still raising some money so that we can make everything happen that we want to make happen. So I'll be selling some artwork in Ireland as well as here, I think. Paul says, "Oh, just let the cat out of the bag." Oh, I did. I threw her under the bus. The secret is out. The married cat. Ken says, "Ha." I see. It was a 2-hour wait to get the tickets, and I was sweating. Oh, you should be. You should. I know what people do to get those tickets, man. They line up a couple of laptops, and they've got multiple web pages open at the same time, trying to make sure they get one. It's like, dude, it's crazy. It is crazy. Maurice says, "Sorry you have. Sorry you say, but I have. Oh, sorry to say. Okay, I got you now. Sorry to say, but I have never been to San Diego Comic Con. It is a monster of a show. San Diego. There are lots of Comic Cons across the country, and San Diego, I believe, and I think a lot of people would agree with this. I think San Diego stands alone. It's the biggest country. It's the biggest country. It's the biggest show in the country for sure. There might be one or two shows overseas that legitimately beat it in size, and there's no way you could see everything in the length of the show, the 4 or 5 day weekend. There's no way you'll see everything. You just have to pick and choose the events ahead of time and really do your best to hop in line. Shoot, the main floor where everybody is at, like the artist alley and all the vendors and all of the different booths and stuff. It's 2 football fields, maybe 3 football fields big. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. It's a monster of a show. A good show to try before San Diego would be trying to do New York Comic Con because it's a very big show, but it's a lot more reasonable as far as like being able to see more things and being able to get to everything. And even though tickets they sell out fast for New York, they don't sell out so fast that if you made an effort early on, you should be able to get tickets for that. That would be a good warm up show before going to San Diego. San Diego's a big show. Marie says, "Congrats to Kat. Thank you so much for that." Her husband's name is David. He's a good guy. He's been vetted by family on both sides. Not everybody in the family knows that she went and got eloped. So I'm sharing information with you that might want to keep to yourselves for a hot minute. Kevin says, "Go to a WonderCon. It's like Comic Con Light." Yeah, yeah. WonderCons that'd be good. All those and those are big shows. But like you said, San Diego is just in a class of its own. San Diego's the kaiju of Comic Cons. Paul says 2026. Bill comes to Chesterfield for the fair. That's very close to me. Hmm. Oh, that's right. I am going to Chesterfield. I thought we were making a joke, but you're actually spouting facts. You're spouting facts, my friend. Yeah, I just signed up for that, and they just started putting it on their Instagram. It's a brand new show. I think it's the first show that this showrunner is putting on. Is they're doing a really good job of organizing and getting it put together. Um, I'm actually looking forward to it. The guys that are putting it together, they've been part of other Comic Cons for years, so they know what they're doing. So so I'm very happy that we're going to be guests at that show. So I'll share more about that when I can. I'll post some more things about it, especially when it gets closer to the show. But I'll probably post about it sometime soon, just so people kind of know. Actually, I should probably add it to my webpage. I got to start adding shows to the list, so that way I remember where I'm going. Paul doesn't have to remind me, so I hop in my car or hop in a plane real quick. Some person says you could get him a shillelagh to beat off the leprechauns. Dude, this is the first time I've ever seen the word shillelagh actually, like, to read the word shillelagh. I've heard the word, but I've never seen it spelled. I've never read the word before. Isn't that crazy? Maybe I'm illiterate. maybe, maybe maybe I skipped school. Get some shillelagh to beat them leprechauns off. Yeah, I'm going if I go to Ireland and I don't see a box of Lucky Charms, I'm gonna be pissed. I want to eat Lucky Charms in Ireland. That is my goal, and I plan to visit some pubs. I will be drinking some brews while I'm out there. I'm not going to go to Ireland and not have a couple of pints. Let's see. Paul says, "Be careful of those because Ireland has the capital with the most increasing population every year. It's Dublin. Every year it's Dublin. I give you 2 points. That kind of cheered me up. Thanks." Kevin says, "Tips, send every dollar my way." No, no, I need them. I'm raising money. I need to raise money. Some person says, "I heard they got something called Potsheen. It's Irish moonshine." Ooh, that sounds interesting. I might have to look up some of these things. Or he says, "My thought would be, Jameson, here I come." Some person says there are plenty of redheads to sketch there. Ah, this is true. This is true. Yeah, I'd like to find a couple of nice Irish models while I'm out there. That'd be kind of nice. Some person says, eloped. Did you supply David the ladder? Well, I did show up to the courthouse. They did politely ask. They didn't wander off on their own and come back with rings. So at least there's that. But they do have a nice little plan for the rest of the family and stuff. So the general plan that they have in their minds right now is, well, first of all, they're married. They eloped. Uh, Good old David. He has another year and a half or so at ODU. He's going to ODU right now, and he's finishing his degree so he can get a real big person job, which is something I've never had. So once he finishes his degree, then we'll have a nice church wedding and have the family and friends come over and go about that way. So that's the general plan for right now. So a little bit of best of both worlds right now. Let's see. Ken says, "I thought Kat got married a while ago." Well, there's a whole story behind that. That was during COVID, and it was kind of a mistake from front to back, and it was a lesson. It was lessons learned. Lots of growing up during those years, and lots of drama that was started and quickly wrapped up, and now completely behind us. So Kat is married now, not married back then. Yeah, we thought things back then were going to be very different too, but it just ended up being a completely different story. So she is. There's a lot of things that was happening back then during COVID. I mean, other like her health, she was going through some health issues. Of course, the rest, us and the rest of the world, and all of you were going through the whole COVID madness. Uh, and now we've got three Atlas. So suffice to say that she is a very happy camper. She chalks up anything that's happened in the past to experience and lessons learned and growing up. And I think everything's okay now. I think everything is good. I see. Kevin says, I think of San Diego Comic Con like like being a salmon and swimming upstream against the crowds, just walking the main floor. All the aisles is 3 miles. I know. I've measured it. If you want to get your steps in and you want to get a good workout, San Diego is what you're saying. You got to see everything. And if you see everything, that's going to be like at least 200 miles. Kevin says, wait, Cat Mouse is no more? True. She is taking on the new last name. So I will reveal that to you soon. Since I wasn't even supposed to really say anything about her being married, so she'll bop me on the head later. So, well, like I said, the information has to come out. Or like it's not a secret, obviously. But we weren't really announcing it either. So, but I think it's time. It's like this is a good night to tell our good group here. I trust you guys. I trust you guys. Oh, by the way, Kevin, she is keeping her cat mouse name as her pen name, as her artist name. So she is keeping cat mouse in that sense. But as far as like her official, like everyday life, she's taking on a new last name. Maurice says, unless she kept the name for oh, there you go. Maurice was on the same wavelength. There you go. You understand. You understand. Yeah. Yeah. She can't. She's not going to get rid of Cat Mouse for professional reasons. So she'll always be Cat Mouse when it comes to her artwork and it comes to her doing things with Entity Comics and coloring books and painting and all that good stuff. She'll always be Cat Mouse to all of us. Some person says, I don't know how to spell shillelagh either. At least I read it instinctively. I'm actually very proud of myself that I read it the first time, kind of correct. There you go. Let me set this here. I'll give the since I haven't put any ink lines on the page yet. We've been talking, which I think has been a lot more enjoyable tonight, is to be able to talk with you guys. So at least I'll have the artwork up here. So these will be the next pieces that I'm working on, and I think a lot of these pieces will end up either put up for sale or put up as part of maybe some of our auctions, um, with the purpose of these pieces being sold so that we can gain some gain some money and be able to put those projects together and put those books together that Chet and I wanted to put together. So that's where the money for these particular pieces will end up going to. Niobe, what's up, dude? I'm glad you're hanging out with us tonight, man. Thanks. We're having kind of a somber evening tonight, remembering our good friend and our good brother Chet. But thank you for hanging out with tonight and for congratulating my daughter. It is really nice. I'm really really happy to see her happy. You know what I mean? And her husband David is a super good guy. Um, they I could tell that they're good for each other. You know what I mean? It's like when two people just match up. They're joking around. They laugh all the time. That's so important, to be with somebody that you just connect with, and you're just joking around and laughing all the time. There's always something to talk about. There's always something to do. There's always some place to go, and I wanted that. I want that for her. I want somebody who's there for her and who takes care of her and supports her, on the good days and on bad days. Because I've seen them both have really good days, and I've seen them both have some really bad days, and they get through it a whole lot better because they have each other. So that's good, and you guys understand all that type of stuff. But it's like they had their relationship being new. It's like it's really cool to see that they appreciate each other on those levels. I think it's really cool. Let's see. Ken says, "Hope I didn't open any old wounds by asking." No, no, it's fine. It's totally fine. It's so behind us that it's actually perfectly fine to talk about. It's not a touchy subject. We don't bring it up, but it's not a touchy subject at all. So I'm happy to talk about what I'm allowed to talk about, and I'm sure that if you ask Kat about it, she would tell you like her angle on things too, because I think she's very happy and she's very proud. When you go through things, you go through learning curves. That's something anybody should be proud of. I mean, anytime you've gone through a hardship that's weird, or you think it might be a touchy thing, I think you should take some pride in the fact that you overcame those things and that those things are behind you and you could talk about it. And I think when you talk about that kind of stuff, maybe you help somebody else that's maybe in the middle of going through something. Let them know that you know they're not the only person that goes through weird stuff like that. So I think that's all good, man. You're totally in the clear, Ken. You're good. You're good, brother. I see Kevin says the last name is and dog. You know what? I'm insisting that they don't change Waffle's name because Waffle's legal name. Here we go. Let me get Waffle over here. Not the actual Waffle. I'm going to put Waffle's artwork up here. There you go. There's Waffle. Waffle underneath the tree, underneath Mercy's butt. Waffle's legal name is Waffle Alexander Mouse. That is his legal name because he's a fancy dog. Some person says it's going to be something like cat moose. No, no, but I'll let you know what her legal name is. She hasn't actually gone through the paperwork just yet because we're in the middle of just getting so many other things done and just the chaos of normal life. But it's coming. It's coming. It's around the corner. Marie says that Christmas piece would make a great computer wallpaper. Yeah, I think that would be really cool. I'm looking forward to getting some color on it as soon as I get it totally inked up and finished. It's got a little bit more left to do on it, so I think that'll be cool. TC Mech, hey my friend, glad you're hanging out with us tonight. What's new, everyone? I know that you're just coming in. So just to let you know, it's a little bit more of a somber evening tonight. We're taking a little time to remember our good friend and our brother Chet. He passed away last Thursday, Friday. And this is some of the artwork that him and I were working on. And we have a lot of projects that were in the queue, so to speak. And he was just a huge part of our studio, and he's been a friend. He's been a friend of ours. I met him in San Diego like close to 20 years ago, and it was simply an act of he was just asking for a commission. You know, uh, he's a cool guy. We joked about the same stuff. And just got along really well, just like I get along with everybody here and just ended up becoming friends over time. Just kept on commissioning more pieces until now he started becoming more involved with our studio directly, where he was actually a producer on a lot of our projects and a producer for a lot of the things that we have in the studio that really helps us all the time. Supplies and uh, some computer support and like my iPad, my I wouldn't be able to color everything that I'm coloring right now if it wasn't for Chet because my Cintiq had my Cintiq was scrambling on me and Photoshop is a pain in the butt. And it's because of Chet that I have a lot of the tools that I have to work a lot faster and a lot better and better quality. And he was just a huge part. And then he was always like a huge inspiration for my daughter Kat, getting her working. And even when my mom passed away, he was a huge support. I mean, he was, he made sure that Kat had a good Christmas. And he was Kat called her Uncle Chet. Literally, he was Uncle Chet to her. He's somebody who kind of wiggled his way into friendship and kind of wiggled his way into our family. And I think I know that's how he thought of all of us in our friend group and in our extended friend group, as far as like creating comics and uh, buying artwork and all that sort of stuff. This is this is the family he chose. This right here is the group of people that he chose to spend time with and grow and make memories with. So it's like it's all of us are basically his family. Some person saying hello. Thank you so much for doing that. Maurice says hello. I'm gonna keep calling you TC Mac, by the way, just so you know. But TC Mac is asking, you actually let Kat date and get married? I know. I wanted to have the shotgun, but I also want to see her happy, and she is 28. So I'm like, all right, she's an adult. Maybe it's like, but we did vet the guy. We did vet him like several different ways. Got him exposed to the family, got him exposed to all of our friends. And so far, he has passed all of our tests. So we have decided to keep him for now. And he loves cooking. He makes lumpias. So he's got points. Maury says, wham. Waffle Alexander Mouse. That's right. Wham. That's his full legal name. Wham. George Michaels cannot sue. It is spelled WAM. Some person says, okay, so shh, no one say they got married. Yeah, no, mum's the word. Mum's the word, guys. I'm emotionally compromised, so I wanted to share personal things with you guys. Ken says, jinx, Maurice. You're thinking it. Maurice says, I was thinking it, Ken, but didn't say anything. Oh my gosh, so true. So true. Um, even when Chet was not hopping into the chat, say Chet and chat real fast, 17 times. Um, he was always watching. There was a lot of times where he would be watching the show and he was actually at work. He worked at a place in Vegas where he lives. That was his day job. And even when he couldn't be part of the chat, he was still watching. He's still keeping track of everybody and having fun. Listening, not listening, but reading everybody's comments and stuff, and listening to the show and making sure that I kept on drawing. Man, he said that was his goal, was always making sure that I did not stop drawing and that we kept on coming out with our books. So that was the thing he loved the most, I think. Kevin says, Mom, I hope she at least knows. Yes, his mother knows. Catherine's mother also knows. Um, and slowly but surely over the next week or so, I'll be making some phone calls to family out in California so I could let them know. And slowly but surely we're letting our friend groups know and everything like that. So it's coming out little by little. It's not a waterfall of information all at once. But yeah, everything seems to be good. Um, and like I said, now that Chet's aunt is flying into town, they can actually move forward with a lot of their plans for like a memorial service and make sure that they send him out in style, have a funeral and arrangements and things and stuff, so that way he can rest and he can move on to the next thing. and and he can tap on my shoulder and tell me to keep drawing from up there. So I think things will be a lot smoother this week. This the over the past week has been pretty stressful, simply because we didn't know what was going on and they weren't giving us a lot of information at all. So it's so this week I think we'll feel a little bit more like closure because we'll get information, we'll know what's happening, and we can yeah, we can move on from there and figure out what's what. But you know what? Let me put at least of because that was the whole point of bringing out Chet's artwork in the first place. I was going to put down at least a few ink lines, and this piece actually has Chet and myself in it. And we showed this off months and months ago. I just haven't had a chance to ink it because we started a bunch of other pieces and started planning out some other books and some other stories and stuff. So I'll make sure to put some inks on all of this, and we're going to use the original artwork uh, to raise money to make sure that we can get the books done. So little by little, we'll get everything situated where it needs to be. Let's see. TC Mech says, you know that one of us could have gotten a howitzer for the occasion. Maurice says, for a Christmas edition, you need to add Krampus in there. That's a possibility. That could be a thing. But I think I have to ink the Christmas piece as is. I think we got all the ideas that he wanted in there. Let me see real quick to see where the inks leave off on that piece. There might be a Krampus in the background somewhere. We'll see. There's some space here, and there's some things that we're gonna put in the middle. So we're gonna figure all this out, and I'm sure some of it we'll figure out together. I think that would be fun, and I'm sure that would make Chet happy to have these things start taking shape and get ourselves on the ball here. Marty says, bias to my German heritage. That's right. For years I thought that, and I might still have a little bit of German going on because my last name is German, Mouse. So I thought that we had more German going on. It turns out I've got more Irish going on than anything else. That's something that between my dad's side of the family and and the what you call it, the me three and whatever the DNA test thing is called. It came back with hardly no German. It came back with Irish. So my dad started asking the family a little bit and trying to research a little bit, and yeah, it turns out we have more Irish descent, and not so much on the German side. I was just like, oh, son of a bitch! It's like I have a German last name. What's going on with that? So mysteries of the mouse heritage. But yeah, this piece here, this is Chet wanted to have Thalia, his cyber demon character, fighting off like this mutated zombie. So we got this huge guy for her to pummel and to put in his place. And like I said, we're probably when these pieces are fully inked and stuff, and they're a little bit closer to production, then I'm sure a lot of these pieces will have to be sold. We need to raise money in order to produce the book. So I mean, the artwork gets sold anyway. Anytime artwork gets sold from the studio, regardless, it goes back into making sure the bills get paid and making sure that we have enough money to jump into the next project and jump into the next book. So that's the goal. But I do appreciate you guys spending some time with me tonight. Like I said, I wasn't really sure if I was going to be able to even do the stream because we had just gotten back, literally just got back from Fredericksburg from doing the comic book convention there. We did Anime Fredericksburg. Didn't know if I would be too tired or not to sit down and have a chat with you guys and let you know what happened as far as Chet is concerned, and kind of let you know where some things are going right now, and then let me look at the calendar. I don't know what's next week. Let me see what's going on with the next week. Let's see. Anything Chet didn't ink print it as is. You know, maybe I should scan the pieces that still are partially inked, so that way we have a good scan of it, and we could print those pages just the way that they are. I know, I know, Chet. He's going to want to see these finished. So, regardless, I will also finish them. I'll scan them first in their incomplete in the incomplete condition that they're in right now, and then we can have that as also kind of serving as a memorial, or as a, kind of like, dedicated to absent friends, as it were. That might be something nice to do. That might be all right. Let's see here. Oh, next Saturday. I think next Saturday we're good. Next Saturday is the 22nd. Yeah, we should have our normal draw stream next week. I am getting kind of tired. I just drove 3 hours. Not that that's too long, but I was already tired from working the show. The show was fun though. It was a good show. Everybody there was really cool. But I'll link just a little bit of his jaw, since I said I was gonna, and I'll leave. I'll make sure that when I stop the camera here and head back and get some sleep, I'll scan these pieces as is, even like leaving the pencil and everything on it just the way it is, and maybe we'll have a like a little dedication page that has some of that artwork in its incomplete form. It's kind of a neat idea. We'll see how that sticks with me. We'll see how that sits. But I'll definitely have to finish them after I scan them, because Chet would be angry with me if I didn't complete the mission. He wants me to keep on going until all these things are done. That's what he wants to see the most. He wants to see it finished. Oh, hi, Cynthia. I'm so glad that you're hanging out with us for a little while tonight. Yeah, we're spending some time. We're talking about Chet, and showing some of the artwork that we were working on together. This is from our Cyber Angel series book, Nira X Cyber Angel. We were working on lots of stories and comic book ideas and things together. We've been working together on stuff for years. I mean, it's been a super long time, and and I do want to honor him by finishing these things, and so that he knows himself that these things are they were done and they're put out, and this is actually his character. Her name is Thalia the Cyber Demon. Um, that's his own creator, own character, and yeah, I want to definitely honor him by making sure that we finish these stories and have them out there for people to have and read. You know, I'm still coming to the realization that he's actually gone. It's like there's a part of me that just I'm still registering that this has actually happened, and it's heavy. It's a heavy thing, and so yeah, Cynthia, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We'll only be here for a few more minutes, and call it a night. We usually hang out here on Saturdays at 10 o'clock, and we do sketches and stuff and little art auctions and things. It's a good way to escape for a few minutes. But tonight's all about Chet and making sure that we remember our brother. You know, Kevin says, "Is it wrong to think that these pieces shouldn't be finished?" I see I see where you're going with it, and it's like that incompleteness, because this is where the trail ends. But at the same time, like I sort of want to do it both because I know that Chet would want me to finish them. I mean, he'll slap me right now and tell me it's like, yeah, don't not finish them. Are you kidding me? It's like I think Chet would be offended if I did not finish them, especially since we put so much time and work into it. And the thing that he wanted to see most for our studio is to make sure that more things came out and that it grew and that it was becoming something, and he wanted to be sure that people knew that he was a big part of that. So I think what I'll do is kind of the best of both worlds. I think what I'll do is, as kind of a memorial, kind of a dedication to, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to scan the artwork that I have here that's not finished, just the way it is, and make that kind of maybe a memorial issue. You know what I mean? Something that's just like, this is where we were when it happened. This is where we were when he had to leave us. Um, but then after I scan them and have them for that, I'm gonna go ahead and finish them like he would want me to, and then we could put out some finished stories and some finished projects, because I know for a fact that that's what would make him happy. He would actually be angry with me if I didn't finish these pieces, but I do like the idea of scanning them right now. Like this is the moment. This is like take a snapshot in time that this is where we were, and have that as maybe like a dedication to, and then have the finished work come out a little bit later, uh, to really honor him and saying, you know what, we finished it for you, dude. It's like we finished it just the way you would have wanted us to. I think that would be good. So we'll get to do it. We'll get to have both things. I think we'll get to have both. Ken says, I see that, but I really think Chet would want them finished because he was always bugging Bill to work. Yeah, absolutely, dude. It's like he would slap me on the back of my head right now if I didn't make sure that I finished these pieces. So yeah, I think it's very important that I finish them. I think it's very important. Some person says he'd call you a slacker. He would, straight up. He'll call me a slacker right now if I didn't finish the artwork. So yeah, it's definitely very important. It's definitely going to be finished. But I will take time out to scan them just as they are right now. So that way we can have that snapshot and get that moment in time that this when that happened. And then we'll have both things. We'll have the complete stuff, and we'll have like the kind of a memorial collection to kind of remember him. One will be to remember him, and one will be to honor him. If that makes sense. Do you think that's? I think that sounds like a good idea. So one to remember him, which would be like the incomplete one, because we feel the impact that he's not here. You know what I mean? And then we'll do one collection to honor him, which is finishing it all up, like the way that he would want. And I think that would be good. So I'm not gonna ink any more on it tonight. Let me just leave this as is because I'm gonna scan these. I'll probably scan these either tonight or in the morning. Probably in the morning after I get a little bit of sleep. It's been kind of a 20-hour day so far, but I really did want to hang out with you guys tonight and remember Chet for a few moments, and just make sure that you guys were kind of caught up with everything that I knew so far. And next week I'll know more. I'll know like some more details and things, and and then we'll move on. We'll move on from there. We'll remember him, remember the good times, remember the fond memories. Uh, because doing anything else would be a disservice to him. Right now it hurts, and right now it's just dealing with the new reality. Um, but we'll move on because he would definitely call me a slacker, if anything, if I did anything else. All right, guys. Well, if there's any little maybe like a little message you want to put up in the chat, I think I'm going to end the stream with a little moment of silence. I don't have any appropriate music just sitting on my computer that would be appropriate. So I'm just going to leave it as a moment of silence. I'm going to put up the title card. And hopefully what I'd like everyone to do, if you would like to, definitely not forcing anybody to do anything. So if you would like to type a little something for Chet, I'll give it like just a couple of minutes of just the title card sitting up. If you type something, just put it up right now, and then I'll put up the title card, and we'll end the stream with that. We'll end the stream with the title card and maybe just a couple of nice words. Just Godspeed, and you know let him rest in peace, and send him on his way. Um, and I think that's it. I think that's what I'll do. Next week will be a little bit more chipper because he will slap me in the back of my head if I'm not. This was our somber evening, remembering Chet, and I look around the studio and there's everything. There's so much stuff reminds me of everything that we're working on. So it's like this. He's always going to be a part of the studio. He's always going to be part of everything that we do. So yeah, Kevin, you're right. It's going to be weird without hearing this. Oh, he's like, stop being cringy. I'll give it a minute just in case somebody just wants to say, like just rest well. Just say something simple, something nice. There's only a few of us in the chat room right now, so just say goodbye. Basically, just a little quick, you know, careful steering through the clouds kind of situation. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put up the title card for just a couple minutes. I'll put up your little notes on the title card. I'll give it like 2 minutes when I put up the title card. And then after that, I'm just going to go ahead and end the stream. and then I will see you guys in a week. I'll try to get as much work done as I can, and we will move on from there, my friends, and that will honor the big guy, and yeah, I have a hard time saying goodbye even on stream. So this is it's always a thing for me. So yeah, let me go ahead and put this up. I can hear his just by having the picture up. All right, everybody. Please have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Uh, and just be safe. Look out for each other. And we'll have a lot more fun next Saturday. You guys have a good one. Good night.